The slope-intercept form of a linear equation is called that because in that equation it has a slope and it has the y-intercept. We know that the slope-intercept form y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Now the slope we've talked about before, it's this rise over run, how many units it goes up over, how many units it goes side to side. And the y-intercept is anywhere that the function crosses the y-axis. So if you have a line that looks like this, then the y-intercept is right here at -2. If the function looks like this, then your y-intercept is right there at +1. It doesn't matter what the slope is. All it depends is where it crosses. Even if it's a horizontal line, the y-intercept is right there. Okay, so that's all the y-intercept is, where it crosses, I'll put this in green, the y-axis. Okay, and then the slope, which we've discussed before, is just how far up it goes over how far side to side it goes, and it's positive or negative depending on which way that line leans. So if I'm given the equation y is equal to 3x plus 2, or I can even write it y is equal to 2 plus 3x, it doesn't matter. Okay, mathematics allows me to move these around on the same side of the equation if I want to, as long as I carry the sign with them. So 3x plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 3x. But anyway, the whole thing is the value attached to the x right there, that 3, is the slope. And in the slope-intercept form, the number that's all by itself right there is the y-intercept. So if we know the y-intercept is 2 plus 2, we can just put a dot right there, and the line has to go through that. Now if you look at the 3 here, that's the slope. Is that positive or negative? Well, it's positive because there's no negative sign in front of it. So it's positive 3. That means it goes up 3 and over 1, but it leans up and to the right. So I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. The line has to go through that. Or I can go down 3, 1, 2, 3, but I have to go over 1 in this direction, because overall that line must lean up and to the right. So I can start drawing that line that looks something like this. And that's how I graph a line given the slope-intercept form. Let's look at another example. Now in this case, I'm going to make everything negative. So y equals negative 2x minus 4. Okay, so we have a slope of negative 2 and a y-intercept of negative 4. I always call the y-intercept a starting point because if you start there, it makes things a lot easier. So if you go to minus 4 on the y-axis, put minus 4, and the slope is negative 2. That means it goes up 2 and over 1 because it's really just 2 over 1. Just like a slope of 3 is really 3 over 1. The slope of 10 is 10 over 1. So it means it goes up 10 and over 1. Okay, I'll get rid of these other things for now. So the slope is negative 2, so it goes up 2 and over 1, but because it's negative right here, it has to go up and to the left. The line does, that is. So you go up 2 from the negative 4, 1, 2, and over 1 to the left. and then up 2 over 1 to the left, up 2 over 1 to the left. So this line will look something like this. And that's how you graph a line using the slope-intercept form. Okay? So remember, this is a negative slope, and if it goes up and to the right, it's a positive slope. If it's a horizontal line, it's a zero slope. And if it's a vertical line, it's undefined. So make sure when you're looking at the equation here, you're looking at those signs, not only of the slope, but of the y-intercept. Those are the important things right there. And if you graph those right, you will get your line right.